This video is sponsored by Hooktheory. Sampling is when part of an existing song is used as an element in a new song, and often with sampling, the new song can become significantly more famous than the song that was sampled, leaving many listeners completely unaware that the song was based on a sample. So let's today look at 15 songs that you didn't know were based on samples. Starting with this song, Crazy by Gnarls Barkley.
I remember when I lost my mind. There was something so...
This song is based on Last Men Standing, a piece written for the 1968 spaghetti western Django Prepare a Coffin. Danger Mouse, who is one half of Gnarls Barkley alongside CeeLo Green, took the first 8 bars of Last Men Standing, raised the pitch and tempo, and used it as the foundation of Crazy. Portishead's 1995 hit, Glory Box, is based on a sample of Isaac Hayes' 1971 track, Ike's Rap 2.
I took advantage of you.
Now, you may have noticed that Isaac Hayes is speaking over the part of the track that was sampled in the Portishead song. However, we don't hear his voice on Glory Box. And this was long before AI allowed us to remove the vocal from a song. So how did Portishead remove the vocal? How did they get an instrumental version? Well, it seems they were able to very cleverly stitch together an instrumental version of the loop by resourcefully making use of the gaps between where Hayes was speaking. As demonstrated in this excellent visualization by TrackLib, it just so happens that across these 3 rotations of the loop, Hayes had left just enough space between each vocal phrase to give Portishead what they needed to recreate the instrumental loop.
I apologize now. See, because after this...
A more recent example of sampling is Doja Cat's 2023 track Paint the Town Red, which is based on the sample of Bacharach and David's classic track Walk On By, as performed by Dionne Warwick.
I let all that get to my head. I don't care, I paint the town red. Walk on by.
A few weeks ago, I made a video about Oasis songs based on other songs. Well, one example that I didn't mention in that video is Oasis's track Go Let It Out. The opening drum groove of Go Let It Out is lifted from Johnny Jenkins' 1970 version of I Walk on Gilded Splinters. Now, it sounds to my ears that Oasis haven't actually sampled the recording of Johnny Jenkins' track, and have instead re-performed the drum part. So technically, this is what we would describe as interpolation rather than sampling. Oasis most likely chose to re-record the drum beat themselves as to minimise the legal issues they would face in lifting directly from the Johnny Jenkins track. Italian house classic Ride on Time by Black Box is based on samples taken from Loleatta Holloway's 1980 disco track Love Sensation. Black Box sampled 2 extracts of vocal from Love Sensation and then repurposed them for Ride on Time. Daniele Davoli of Black Box originally sampled the vocals of Love Sensation from an a cappella version of the track. However, Davoli didn't clear the use of the sample, and therefore, predictably, when Ride on Time was released, Dan Hartman, songwriter of Love Sensation, pursued legal action. Not wanting to sacrifice royalties in order to use the sample, Black Box reissued the song, but with the vocal sample now replaced with a re-recorded version. The vocalist they got to re-sing the segment from Love Sensation was actually British soul singer Heather Smalls, who would later go on to success as lead singer of M People. If you're interested in music theory, then you'll be interested in Hooktheory. Hooktheory offers a whole range of resources for developing your understanding of music theory. For example, they have an ear training app that teaches you to recognise chords. They also offer 2 interactive music theory textbooks which, much like my own videos, teach music theory by using well-known songs to exemplify and explain music theory concepts. On top of this, Hooktheory's Hookpad is a great tool that helps you apply music theory concepts in your own songwriting. As you compose, Hookpad helps you make smart choices for your notes and chords. Enjoy 20% off select Hooktheory products by following the link in the description. Did you know that the strings line at the start of Beep by the Pussycat Dolls is sampled from ELO's 1975 track Evil Woman? I'm sure you'll recognise this song, the 1992 smash hit Jump Around by House of Pain. Well, Jump Around is based on 3 different samples. At the very beginning of Jump Around, we hear this distinctive horns intro. House of Pain sampled this from the 1963 track Harlem Shuffle by Bob and Earl. After the iconic horn intro, the main groove of Jump Around begins, and this main groove is sampled from a different song, Popeye the Hitchhiker by Chubby Checker. House of Pain have slowed down the Chubby Checker track and used a short loop of it as the foundation of their song. And the third and final sample in Jump Around is that distinctive screech sound effect that happens throughout the track. This screech is sampled from a 1960s Motown track, Shoot Your Shot. On Jump Around, it's actually quite hard to clock what that screech sound is, but listening to the original sample, we can hear that it's actually a saxophone. In fact, House of Pain didn't sample the saxophone direct from the original source, but instead sampled it via the 1989 track Ain't Saying Nothing by Divine Styler, which had already sampled the saxophone from Shoot Your Shot. This is the song Woman to Woman by Joe Cocker. Woman to Woman has been sampled and interpolated in many different hip-hop tracks, most famously in California Love by Tupac. The 1996 hit song No Diggity by Blackstreet is based on a sped-up sample of Bill Withers' 1971 classic Grandma's Hands.
Yeah. You know what?
Do you recognise this song? That is Amoes Comes Nuestro by Puerto Rican singer Jerry Rivera. Now, if you did recognise that opening trumpet line, it's likely because it was reused in Shakira's 2005 track Hips Don't Lie.
I'm on tonight, you know my hips don't lie, and I'm starting to feel it's right, all the attraction.
But technically, Hips Don't Lie didn't really sample the trumpet line from Jerry Rivera, because Hips Don't Lie was actually based on this song, Dance Like This by Wyclef Jean.
I never really knew that you could dance like this. She make a man wanna speak Spanish. Como se llama?
Hips Don't Lie was written and co-performed by Wyclef Jean, who also wrote Dance Like This. And as you can hear listening to the 2 tracks, he effectively just rewrote his song Dance Like This when he and Shakira wrote Hips Don't Lie. And because Wyclef Jean had sampled this trumpet line on Dance Like This, it also found its way onto Hips Don't Lie. An artist who has often used sampling in her music is Lily Allen. Her 2006 hit single Smile is based on a sample of the reggae track Free Soul by the Soul Brothers. On her debut record Alright Still, many of the tracks were based on samples. For example, the distinctive horn line from Lily Allen's LDN is sampled from a different reggae track, Reggae Meringue by Tommy McCook and the Supersonics. So there is another 15 songs based on samples. If you enjoyed that, then do check out my other videos on sampling, which are listed in the playlist down below, and let me know if you can think of any other famous songs that are based on samples.